Dead go! Found on and steady! Extra! Extra! Read all about it!
We could set the clocks by you, Mr. Holmes.
Regular in small things only, Forbes. Now, when my brother arrives, please send him in.
Very good, sir.
"5 million souls in London, Watson, and not one of them needs my services. An entire week without work. It's intolerable. Absolutely unendurable. Perhaps I can find something diverting in my room. At least I'll escape your censorious glances."
Holmes, I protest. Your personal habits are no concern of mine.
Stuff and nonsense, Doctor. Your eyes tell a different story, as if I'd stolen from the alms box. Enter.
This just came for you, Mr. Holmes, by bonded messenger, no less.
Thank you, Mrs. Hudson. You are a treasure. Hello, it's from my brother. This is most welcome.
Please join me at the Diogenes. I require your energy, judgment, and discretion. M. A rather brief note to elicit such a smile. Whatever can he want?
Who knows? He's as furtive as a Freemason and as ingenious as Babbage. But a chat with Mycroft at his club is sure to be diverting. He may have work, or he may need help identifying a rare tobacco. Grab your hat, Doctor. We're off to one of the queerest spots in London.
Lead on, Holmes.
Good evening, gentlemen. Mr. Holmes is expecting you.
Thank you, Forbes.
Holmes, no! Don't!
Mycroft, mortally injured on account of a gas leak. Such accidents don't happen to people one knows. When I read careless match levels, 5 flats in Camden Town, or omnibus splatter 6 in the Brixton Road, those unfortunate persons are known only to God. I defy you to name a single soul who has been victimized in this ridiculous fashion.
Lestrade says such explosions are the price of progress. I suppose he has a point.
Mycroft, on his deathbed at Bath, sacrificed at the altar of progress? The inspector is insensitive and a congenital idiot.
Calm yourself, Holmes. Perhaps your brother will disprove the diagnosis. Why do you suppose he asked you to the Diogenes?
Perhaps he enjoys my company. Some people do. It was as likely a trivial matter as something momentous. He was like that.
Should we try to discover the cause of his summons?
What possible significance can it have to me or to him? He is lost to me. Forgive me, Watson. I prefer solitude just now. I have no heart for work. I'm no good for use or ornament.
I'll find a way to distract your grief, my friend. Perhaps Lestrade has some work for us. This much is certain. London always suffers from your idleness, and you are a danger to yourself.
Hello and welcome. Now this is a refreshing change. Oh, hi there. We are now playing as Watson. Now this is the sequel to The Serrated Scalpel, so certain areas probably will look familiar, but as you can see there's been a distinct graphical upgrade. And also the UI has changed. Left click now acts as a default option. And I mentioned in the first game several times that I would pause when text come up on the screen. So if you want to read these in more detail, then feel free to pause. I won't mention this again. And the right mouse button brings up everything else. Now there is actually a version where you can have enhanced audio. The only reason why I'm not using it is because it completely overshadows the dialogue and there's no way to turn it down. Well, not unless you want to turn everything down. Anyway, let's carry on. It's not like Sherlock to turn down a puzzle, but Mycroft is actually his older brother. So he's not really in the mood to do much at the moment. Let's find out who's snoring. And Wiggins has made a return.
Wiggins! Wiggins, lad, are you awake?
Just barely. What's your heart's treasure, Doctor?
My what?
Your pleasure, sir. What do you want? You got a job for me?
Oh, I see. A rhyming language, is it? No. No job at present. It's late, my boy. Will someone miss you?
Mr. Jonas keeps me better than me ma would have done, if I'd knowed her. Something you wanted?
No, I'm sorry. I'm not quite myself. Mr. Holmes' brother has been injured.
Rotten luck. Her bed, is he?
Yes, and Mr. Holmes is inconsolable, unable to work.
Worse luck. Sitting makes the sadness stick.
Exactly my thought. I want to reinvigorate him, find something that will challenge his intellect.
Our job. Mountains for most as molehills to him. Inspector Lestrade's often sniffing hereabouts. Maybe the yard needs help.
Keep a good thought, my boy. There is one thing you might do to help Mr. Holmes, lad.
Name it.
If he leaves 221B, shadow him and notify me. He is not himself.
Watch him on the sly?
Your expression is incomparably apt.
I see that they haven't changed the fact that you have to talk again every time after you've initiated the conversation, rather than just having one long option list.
Has Mr. Rigby been about?
He's at home, dreaming up what goes into his newspapers. Sometimes he reads it to me. He's going to teach me someday.
Okay, I think we are done here. Let's go and explore the city. Well, we're not going to explore that. So it's a slightly smaller map. Is it? It looks about the same sort of size actually. There's only two places we can actually visit right now, and that is where we started and Scotland Yard. Something tells me that we're not going to be allowed in. And we don't know where Gregson is right now, so I don't think that he can help us.
Constable, I'd like to nip in for a word with Inspector Lestrade.
Impossible, sir. Your local station can handle any police business.
Well, this is a personal matter. Mr. Holmes often assists the Yard, and I...
Save it, sir. It's nothing to me. Just move along.
Perhaps you could direct me to someone with more authority?
I'm Lord and Master of this pavement, sir. Now mind the sign and push off.
Inspector Lestrade may have matters that require my friend's attention.
Move on, sir. We don't want any rough stuff, do we?
Augie was also in the first game, but he seems to have lost his black glasses. So has he stopped pretending to be blind?
What's the good word, Augie?
Out alone, are we, Doctor? Like to turn your end to a game?
Oh, I don't really feel up to it.
Ah, the calamity at the Diogenes Club. Say no more. Mr. Holmes beyond consolation, I assume.
He is dispirited, as am I.
Very sorrowful to hear it, I'm sure. What about some free card Monty to improve your disposition? It's a game of skill.
Not the way you play it, I suspect. I'd like to get into the Yard. Can you help me?
I can lighten your cares and your wallet.
Can you distract the constable?
No go, Doctor. He's a clever and vindictive brute. You're just a visitor here. I have to make my living.
Is this even more manure? It's everywhere. But then again, horse and carriage was pretty much the main form of transport.
If you've ideas of how I might get inside, I beg you to give them up.
3 ways to my knowledge. They're yours for £50.
Put it on my account. Speak.
Commit a crime, marry Lestrade's sister, or change your name to Holmes.
Lovely. Perpetrate any of 3 felonies.
Beggars can't be choosy.
No, they're allowed to throw their money down a rat hole. The half-crown ought to buy what you know of the Diogenes Club explosion.
The police say it's an accident. That's no surprise.
You have reason to disbelieve them?
Reason don't enter into it. It's an easy call. Who's to say them no? But the truth's worth money, and they ain't asked for an halfpenny. Beware of free information, Doctor. Might have been some terrorists about for all you and I know. I heard there's some about.
Any more bright ideas, Augie?
None that I think you'd pay for.
I believe I heard a young woman call for help. Shouldn't you investigate?
Your ears is better than a blind man's, but I'm afraid she's on her own. I got me orders.
Please let me pass. I'm Sherlock Holmes' colleague. Surely you recognize his name.
Of course I do. Round here enough, isn't he? Like he owns the place. But if knowing him was a ticket, I'd have half a Newgate prison inside.
Lestrade's Christian name is Giles. Only his intimates know that. I must speak with him.
Show off, or I'll have you before the Bow Street magistrate.
Constable, have you heard anything of interest about the explosion in Pall Mall?
If you're looking to employ Mr. Holmes, that dog won't bark. The Diogenes case is closed. Fire brigade said it was a gas leak.
But sometimes, Constable, men in your high position, men with great authority, hear things. I'm sure you take my meaning.
Well, one lad did remark on the damage, with so little gas being laid on and all.
And?
Said it looked like the club was bombarded. Some club members insisted on going inside, and they were shocked to their shoes at the damage. I did hear that Mr. Mycroft Holmes had regained consciousness at Bart's. Much improved. Now, please, sir, move along.
So we should have 2 more paths open to us. Yes, we do. Let's go to the Diogenes Club first. even though we don't have Holmes with us, it's still worth investigating everything.
If you touch that torch again, we're going to have a problem. Not that you could do anything but burn your hand.
I'll assume you've considered the safety issues.
Well, if he's Holmes' crony, then surely we will be able to trust him.
Constable, might I have a look inside?
The interior is available to those holding proper credentials.
Credentials? Surely you recognize me, Daly. I'm Sherlock Holmes' colleague.
Yes, Doctor. My orders is that what's left of the club is off limits to all but official personnel and Diogenes members.
Constable, why is the fire brigade still here?
Looking for more leaks, sir.
Well, in that case, shouldn't these torches be extinguished?
It was the brigade what lit them. They know their business, I suppose.
I tried to see Inspector Lestrade at the yard, but I couldn't get in.
That's hardly my fault, Doctor.
No, but I thought good intentions might carry some weight.
The thought don't count for much, contrary to the old saying. If you're not a club member, I'm afraid I can't let you in.
Really, Daly? I'd just like a peek inside so I can give Mr. Holmes a report.
I never pegged you for a thrill-seeker, Doctor.
Whatever do you mean?
There's naught to view except the devastation. Place is in ruins. One geezer was carried clean away. Another fighting for his life at Bart's. Scenes of disaster excite some people. Perverts.
Mr. Holmes is most concerned about the condition of the club.
It's a bloody shambles. Targets of artillery practice look better. Part of the roof and west wall are blown out. The stranger's room is completely gone. It didn't even have gas laid on.
If I popped in for a moment, I could reassure him that things have been handled expeditiously.
I'm sorry, Doctor, but there's nothing more to be done. Now let's not have any trouble.
I'm begging you, Constable. I must have a look inside.
It can't happen, Doctor. Club members is the only civilians allowed. Them's my orders. Stay here if you must, but you can't cross that line.
We can try. I mean, we can try, but it's not going to work.
Club members and official personnel only, Doctor. You surprise me, Doctor. Trying to deface police property? Get on with you now.
Okay, let's go to the only other place that we know of. Oh, what's going on here? Now that is true. Holmes and Watson did first meet in the laboratory. What a coincidence. Maybe.
Matron, might I look in on one of your recent arrivals?
This is not Christie's picture gallery. We have procedures here, visiting schedules, discipline, and so on.
My name is John Watson. I once worked here.
I recall. skillful, but unattentive to hospital regulations. You've put on weight, Doctor. It doesn't suit you.
Ah, yes. Thank you, matron. You're looking very well.
You've become a Wimpole Street hack, no doubt. Or do you keep a surgery for pampered women on Harley Street?
I have a general practice in Paddington and...
Paddington? I might have guessed. Well, if you'll excuse me, Doctor, some of us have work to do.
Well, that's why we're here. For you to help us do your job by helping us.
Why are those people being treated in the mezzanine?
They are indigent and unable to meet my hygienic standards for placement in the luxurious privacy of the new ward.
If they have communicable diseases, isolation in a private room would be sound practice.
Which shows how little you care for hygiene and the value of a pound.
After Bart's, I served in the Army Medical Department. I was wounded in India.
An army medico, I'm not surprised. I always say, those who can, do. Those who can't, do take government service.
Ooh.
Matron, I'd like to see Mycroft Holmes. I'm a close friend of the family.
But you're not his physician. I can't allow the new intensive care ward to be breached by just anyone off the street.
I'm hardly that. Must I apply to the director?
Visitors are my province. If you have time to waste, apply by all means. She'll return from Paris in a week or two.
Matron, I entreat you, let me see Mr. Holmes just for a moment.
Doctor, he is comfortably ensconced in the new ward, and Sister Grace must not be distracted from his care.
I'm pleased that you are maintaining hospital order with customary efficiency. I've always admired that.
Persiflage will not serve you, Doctor. As you have no business here, be grateful that I haven't had you forcibly removed.
Thank you, Matron. I won't forget your kindness.
Don't abuse it, Doctor. Now, I have work to do.
Looks just like our NHS today.
Sir, how long have you been unattended in this wretched hall?
For bleeding ever, if you'll excuse the expression. No one tells me what's going on. I'm like furniture.
Is the new patient ward far from here?
Miles away, I've heard. I've never been, thank God.
Why do you say that?
Well, Matron keeps a few special cases there, but mostly it's terminal ones. Morgue's close by, you see. Long as I'm out here, I can't be too sick.
Is Dr. McCabe still the staff coroner?
He is.
As I'm here, I'll just pop in and pay my respects. Will you sign me in?
Seeing you're professional, I'll record it. The morgue only, mind. Don't make a nuisance of yourself.
Would we ever do that? Oh, okay. Well, there's only two ways to go. Out and through the morgue. Maybe?
Confine yourselves to this hall or you'll be forcibly removed.
Okay.
Don't dally in the halls, Doctor.
I wonder if this was the person who was whisked away from the Diogenesis Club.
Greetings, McCabe. You're well, I hope. Might I have a word?
Hello, Doctor. A word, by all means, but not much more. I'm rather busy with a subject from the Diogenes Club conflagration.
My God, that's not Mycroft Holmes.
No, he's in the new ward. This is Sir Hubert Fortescue. You didn't know the old fellow, I surmise. Well, now you never will.
Was there anything among the old man's effects which marked him as a member of the Diogenes? A lapel pin, for example?
His wallet contained only money, no personal items, no jewellery, no watch. Older people frequently disdain such items.
Might I ask what your examination of the old man has revealed?
I'd like to satisfy your curiosity, but I may say nothing without official authorization. My report will be circulated at the inquest.
Might you divulge the cause of Sir Hubert's death? I nearly witnessed it.
I'm sorry, Doctor. Without authorization, I'm obliged to keep silent on that subject. As a professional courtesy, you may view his clothes if you wish.
As I recall, there was a circuitous passage from here to the old patient ward. Can the new ward be likewise approached from here?
Nothing simpler. But, Doctor, a cynical man might suppose the purpose of your visit was not entirely social.
I admit it, McCabe. I'm sorry. Matron flatly denied my request to see Mycroft Holmes.
The passage is open. Through that door and straight along. But she will not be pleased to learn that you have circumvented her authority.
I'll take the chance.
Better you than me, Dr. Watson.
Okay, we are done here. Let's go and see Mycroft.